Am I to be listening with love or logic? Am I to be listening to understand or listening to help you solve problems once we talk about things? We make empathy so complex. So many times we get into a space with someone that we want to empathize with. I think we should pause right now and talk about what is empathy. First of all, empathy is understanding someone's situation, struggle, problem, issue, and how they feel about it. So those two things, understanding what they're going through and how they feel about it. So right away, I would like you to think about how you think about empathy. And some of those thoughts are probably putting yourself in their shoes, looking at their struggle or the situation through the eyes or the lenses in which they see it. Perfect. That's absolutely a really good frame of reference for what we're talking about. But one of the things that happens that makes what should be pretty simple. I'm not saying it's easy to empathize with someone and get them to talk and understand what's going on, but we make it way too complex. People say to us, hey, do you have a few moments to talk? And we say, well, of course I do. And then they sit down and we start trying to figure out what to do to empathize with them. Again, making it too complex. The complexity bias kicks in and we think, well, I should take on their emotions. I should let them know I've gone through a similar struggle and I felt the same, and I probably should try to fix the situation that they've got. No. Don't do that. Empathy, as we discovered, is about putting yourself in someone else's shoes, looking at their issue that they've got and how they feel it through their lenses. But it's about creating an understanding. It's about this, meeting someone where they are. Whatever they want to talk about, just meet them there and let them take you on their journey. Right away, all of a sudden, it becomes a little easier, right? It's not so complex now. Wait a minute, meet them where they are, so whatever they want to talk about, yes. And if they want to go here, you go here. If they want to go here, you go here. And your job is to make sure that you're understanding what they're telling you, not to challenge, not to coddle them, and to validate and acknowledge their feelings. Validate and acknowledge, not to challenge, not to coddle them. One of the easiest ways to make this not so complex, so you know how to listen, how and what to listen for, is when someone says to you, hey, I'd like to talk to you about something. You should sit down and you should look at them right in the eyes and you should say, am I to listen with love or logic? That's what I do with my wife when she says, Eric, I need to talk to you. And I show up, ready to meet her where she is. And the question I ask very quickly as I sit down, should I be listening with love or logic? Love is to simply understand what she's going to describe to me. Love is to understand what she's going to describe to me and make sure I validate and acknowledge the emotions and feelings that she's got around this thing. If she says, I need you to listen with logic, well, that means I need to do a little bit more with my left brain, meaning I need to listen for maybe the root cause of what she's going to talk to me about so I can understand what was the tipping point or the catalyst. Maybe she's going to tell me about 3 or 4 or 5 things that she thinks she needs to do, and the logic that needs to be applied is to prioritize those things or figure out how to address the top 1 or 2 needs that she has. And that's what I do every time. And I'm not saying I've got it figured out. I'm not someone that always gets it right. In my past, I've been an excessive fixer. I mean, look at what I do. I'm a professional speaker. I do seminars and webinars and training. I help people. I am trying to be of service to people. So it's natural when I sit down in the past and she says to me, hey, I want to talk to you about something, and I let her get 3 words out. Next thing you know, I'm trying to fix it. Here's what you're going to do, and you're going to do this, and you're never going to do that. Next thing you know, I've got a 17-point plan, and the conversation is over. It's been all driven by me. I get up and walk away, and so does she, and under her breath, she's saying, he doesn't get me. He doesn't understand me. He never listens to me. And she's absolutely right, because that's how I showed up. So when I sit down and I say, hey, am I to listen with love so that I understand what's going on, or logic, I'm making sure I'm meeting her where she is. And I'm not going above or below. I'm not overreaching. And once she says, well, I just need you to listen with love, just understand me, then I just let her take me on the journey. And again, if it's logic, I'm listening more with that left brain, trying to find out the root cause and try to think about some of the things she's telling me so I can help her solve the issue or the problem or handle the struggle she's got. Now, some of you are probably thinking, I can't tell a colleague or coworker in the workplace when we sit down to have an empathetic conversation, should I be listening with love or logic? No. And I would discourage that with your colleagues and coworkers in professional settings, and even some people we're building new relationships with and just getting to know and building rapport, probably not the best approach. The way I would ask that question is, am I to listen to understand what's going on, or should I be listening with logic to potentially help us come up with some solutions for you? And that solves the problem. So again, the ever famous line of the simple solves the complex. Yes, inside of emotional intelligence lives empathy, and we overcomplicate it. We get the complexity bias and think we must be doing a lot of things. Whatever you do, don't try to fix the situation until you've been asked. Don't try to take on their emotions, and definitely make sure that you let them know, I'm here for you. Should I be listening with love or logic? Until next time, folks, take care of yourself so you can take care of each other, and I'll see you in the next video.